things, this and that, but I'm saying that what is within your power to do right now to just give yourself some level of peace, to give yourself some level of happiness, you owe that to yourself. So the little that you can do, and for me, one of the things that's are the little things that I can do to just give myself some level of peace and happiness is to not stress, is not to stress over other people's interpretations or misinterpretations of me, is not to stress and be anxious over what the future holds for me, because the present moment is right now, and to be intentional about my happiness. And being intentional about my happiness is, what are the things that I need to do to make myself happy? Exercise is needed to boost my energy, so I have to make time in the day to do that. Just having fun, watching things that are light, entertaining, and funny are little things that I can do to boost my day. Going out with my family members, watching a movie, having a good meal, those are the little things that I can. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Isioma Onanye, and my channel is all about all things personal development, women empowerment, life and culture in Nigeria. So for today, I want to talk about how do you embrace a slow process? How do you embrace a slow process in life? So first of all, let's talk about what it means to have a slow process. So my definition of a slow process is taking things little by little, one step at a time, not rushing in life, not rushing to get to another level, not rushing with yourself on the expectations that you have on your life, not rushing on the things that you want to do, just knowing that things take a little while until you get to where you want to be. So I want to talk about embracing a slow process, because for much of my life, I felt as though I have been trying to just lived life. I don't want to say on the fast lane, because most people who know me is like, which fast lane? Your life is boring. So I don't want to say that I've lived life on the fast lane, but I've been somebody where, like, literally, physically, I've always felt as though I was rushing. I remember when I used to be when I wasn't in the country, when I was like in secondary school, high school, I used to think that, oh my God, I can't wait to leave. I can't wait to graduate and get to university. When I was in university, I was like, I can't wait to leave. I can't wait to graduate university and start working. I want to be financially independent. When you now start working, I'm just like, oh, I can't wait. I can like, there's always this I can't wait. I was like, oh, I can't wait until maybe my content creation can take off, because I realized that my passion was more for content creation than the 9-to-5 lifestyle. So my point is that there's always going to be something that you can't wait for. There's always going to be something that you're rushing to get to that next level. And when you live in that type of mindset, you can never really appreciate your life right now. You can never really appreciate what is going on in the moment. You can never really appreciate the experiences that God has blessed you right now. Because I think that in each and every stage of life, in each and every place where you find yourself in, there's something to learn, there's something to be gained from the experience. And it really matters for you to slow down, to be able to see and recognize, okay, what is my life teaching me at this present moment that I didn't know in the past? And once you reflect, it sort of brings you to a moment of grace, and it also brings you to a moment of understanding of your journey and your experiences. And I know this isn't easy, because like I said, sometimes my mindset is always often fixed in the future, because we assume the future is going to be better than it is right now. And just even from being in different environments, I realized that happiness isn't necessarily the environment you're in, because for a while, I remember when I was in Nigeria, and I remember when my father announced the first posting to New York, and I was so happy, because I was like telling myself that part of my prayers were to be able to live and have a different experience in another country. But even when I traveled, even when I was in Mexico, even when I was in New York, there's always still some level of challenges that you face in life. There are even certain experiences that you have. And even as a child and as a teenager, I still had my whole tantrums. I still had sort of like this negative mindset where I couldn't appreciate my life, I couldn't appreciate my journey, you know. So even when I was out of the country, I remember being a teenager and telling myself that, oh, okay, one of the reasons why I couldn't wait to graduate and be in university was because I felt like, okay, not only I felt like I was the minority, or me and my sister, like, were one of the few African Americans, one of the I'm calling myself an African American. Let me correct myself. we were one of the few Africans in that place in our school. So I always felt like I was a minority. I felt like I didn't belong. And I even encountered a few bits of racism. So I always felt like, okay, I wanted to leave this environment. And I didn't appreciate the fact that I was in such a wonderful environment. I was in such a wonderful country. Despite the few challenges I had faced in school, there was still so much for me to experience, a new culture, a new environment. And I neglected that because I was just fixated on the fact that I was the minority and I felt different. And then I told myself in university to be better, I would have the experiences that I wanted. But by the time I even got to the university stage, I still had challenges there, you know. I was so focused on my books and my studies, and that brought such a level of stress and anxiety for me, and even trying to get internships and wanting to stay in the States. So I still faced my challenges there. And there are sometimes I look back and I tell myself that I wish I would have lived my university experience to the fullest, especially because New York was such a wonderful, fun, and creative environment. I think about it now and I feel as though I wish I didn't spend so much time obsessing over my books, obsessing over grades, obsessing over getting a job, and I had just appreciated the moment more. I had gone out more in New York. I had gotten into just different aspects of enjoying what New York offered, because there are always so many creative things that were happening in New York. So when I reflect now back into my past, I can see that that pattern of rushing and feeling as though the next part, the next stage of my life is going to be better, is something that holds me back from appreciating the present moment. So what I'm trying to tell myself now, because I still have dreams, there are still things that I'm working towards right now to get myself into sort of where I envision myself being, and just sort of like moving forward in my life. There are certain decisions that I'm taking now. But what I want to do is just to remind myself that even though I am planning towards certain decisions that I am now able to take, I still have to be mindful to not really just assume that that future of getting to that other place, getting to this and that is going to be better than it is now. But just telling myself to take it easy, because where I am right now, what I'm doing right now matters, and to appreciate the moment. So I think that as much as I'm telling you to not live your life in a rush and to just embrace a slow process, one practical tip to help you is to just let yourself know that this present moment is all we have right now. And as cheesy as that sounds, it's really the reality. This present moment is what we have right now. When you read stories in the news, as morbid as it sounds, death is a factor of life. And the truth of the matter is that we can go at any time. That's the reality. People die at every age. Children die, which is so sad, but it's true. Teenagers die, young adults die. People can go at any age. So don't just think that your life is guaranteed. The truth is that the present moment is all we have. And I'm not saying that, oh, okay, live it up, do a bunch of crazy things, this and that, but I'm saying that what is within your power to do right now, to just give yourself some level of peace, to give yourself some level of happiness, you owe that to yourself. So the little that you can do. And for me, one of the things are the little things that I can do to just give myself some level of peace and happiness, is to not stress, is not to stress over other people's interpretations or misinterpretations of me, is not to stress and be anxious over what the future holds for me, because the present moment is right now. And to be intentional about my happiness. And being intentional about my happiness is, what are the things that I need to do to make myself happy? Exercise is needed to boost my energy, so I have to make time in the day to do that. Just having fun, watching things that are light, entertaining, and funny are little things that I can do to boost my day. Going out with my family members, watching a movie, having a good meal, those are the little things that I can do to boost my day. Reading a book, working on my writing, my content, because that makes me happy, and sharing my writing with others. Those are the little things that I can do to boost my day. So the more I focus on all of those things that I can do, and be patient with myself on my journey, that is a way of me embracing the slow process, not stressing over things that have already happened. And that's not easy, because sometimes I can fret over things that have happened, and then you live in that state of dismay of, okay, why did this happen? I wish I could change this. And if I could go back, I would do this differently. If I could go back, I wouldn't do what I did. If I could go back, I would just change certain things about my plans for the future. And the truth is that as much as it's good to reflect, you can't live in the past. You can't live in the past moments of, oh, this is what's happened and I wish I could go back and change this. But you have to recognize that, okay, the past is what it is. The present moment is what it is right now. And what can you do in your own life to make your own self happy? What can you do in your own life right now to not repeat the mistakes of the past? Because I don't know about you, but obviously I'm a very spiritual person. Whether you believe it or not, I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe that God takes us through certain experiences to teach us a lesson. And if you don't learn that lesson, you will keep repeating the mistake, because God has a way of correcting us, and he corrects us so we can open our eyes and do better, so we can open our eyes and be more mature, so that we can open our eyes and be more strengthened. So we have to learn the experiences. We have to learn from the experiences, and we have to learn from each and every different stage we go through in our life. So I think it was Oprah who said this at some point in her show. What is your life teaching you at this moment? And I think that that's something that I'll continue to keep asking myself. What is my life teaching me? And how can I take the experiences that I have, the mistakes that I've made, to be a better person and to move forward? So those are just my thoughts on how to embrace a slow process. So definitely let me know your own thoughts on what it means to embrace a slow process in your life. And yeah, I look forward to your thoughts in the comment section. Oh, and also I'm very, very sorry for the background noise. I'll try to be more mindful of my videos, because I know there's always a lot of noise in my videos. I'm grateful to you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.